Hello. There we are. There we are. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I was just saying that I have an assistant on my computer now. I was been messing around with Codex by ChatGPT and OpenAI, and I've now installed it on my computer, and it keeps asking for permission for like all the like files in my computer, but it's fine. I'm sure it's absolutely fine. But what I was saying is that we are theorizing this evening. We're going to have a theory that comes in tonight. Obviously, we normally track market opens on a Sunday. It's kind of what we do. We do a slightly extended stream, as long as there's enough people here. And the last two, we've definitely seen the market pump into and slightly beyond the market open. And this is correlated directly with a Michael Saylor buy. So we're going to be talking about that this evening. We're also probably going to see what happens. And if the theory or my thesis is true, the markets will rally based upon market opens. And if it does, then my assumption would be that Saylor buys on a Sunday night, which might be pretty interesting, right? Might be pretty interesting if we can then getting a world where we front run a potential Saylor buy, all right? Potential Saylor buy, okay? I'm not saying that that's definitely going to happen, but it might be something that is interesting or certainly could be worthwhile thinking about, all right? So, yeah. Is this going to even open? Oh, what does this mean? Why is it doing this? Okay, can you open with that? I'm trying to open something. I don't know if anything's going to work, but yeah, anyway. All fun and games. So hope you all had a good weekend. I officially was on dad duty all weekend, but I'm back and we're all good now as well. So all gravy. I did just click something. I don't know where it's gone, but anyway. Anyway, more on that in a little bit. Right, let's bring up the Bitcoin charts and let us get into everything and anything that's going on here in the market. As always, if you are brand new to the channel, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. In my opinion, it's definitely worth it. Also, if you're here on TikTok, shout out to the TikTok fam. Welcome in as always. We appreciate you guys coming in. So let's bring up the charts. Everybody can see what the heck is going on. And I guess we can try and ascertain what is happening. Now, like I said, I have been messing around with stuff recently, only because I feel like I don't have enough to do in my life. So I thought, well, I'll mess around with stuff. So you got YouTube can't see this, but TikTok can. So I'm building something on Python. Now, I'm not very good at Python. So you can see this kind of like release notes here and this massive README stuff, which I'm trying to do, but it's just really hard, right? It's really hard. So don't have a go at me or anything like that. But I thought this would work and it kind of hasn't, which is super annoying. And I don't know why that hasn't worked. But anyway, maybe I'd have to do something slightly different. But yeah, let's keep an eye on the markets. I'll worry about that later on. Let's talk about what is going on in the crypto market. And I guess the question that we can all ask is, are we going to see the dump? Are we going to see the pump? Is the bottom really in? And as who is correct? Now, again, Netherlands, Japan are looking at it. But yeah, I've got Japan in my sweepstake at work. I've got Japan and Croatia actually in my sweepstake. So yeah, come on, Japan, let's get it. Let's get it. It's like 130 quid or something as the top prize. I'm getting it. Tim, what's going on? Magic Craig's here. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Fat Sonic to my RPM's here as well. What's going on, boys? Ian Crook in the building. This is no sound, dude. Yeah, I got it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Adam, what's going on, buddy? Kevin's in the house. RPM, welcome to you guys. Fat Sonic, the ledge that is. Good to see you, buddy. Robert Dover, 0. What's going on, my man? Welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. Sitecoin in the building says, hey, bro, how's life? Keep up the good work. On the other side of the pond. What's going on, Alvin? Good to see you, man. Welcome to you. And Liam Harvey jumping in there as well. So you're betting against your England. Well, we don't play till Wednesday, right? I think it's Wednesday. You see Germany won 7-1 today. Pretty crazy. Anyway, less about football and more about Bitcoin. So we were talking about this on Friday. Dr. Crypto is in the house. Welcome in, buddy. We were talking about this on Friday, and we said, look, this was kind of the move that we were all debating. And what's super interesting right now, as much as we did break out of this pattern, we are coming back in. And that's a really telltale sign for me. Now, obviously, everybody started going bullish here, and they were saying, look, markets are rallying, like the market's on the move. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff as well in a minute so that we need to look at. But, you know, price is starting to move back above this range. Now, I personally think this probably does this and comes back down, retests the low. That's just my opinion based on this week and based on some of the stuff we've got going on. But more on that a little bit later on in this show. The fact of the matter is that breaking back below this is probably a good sign. And actually, when you look at the broader market today, we definitely get a little pullback on the market. 2.16 is the total market cap over there. And then also we get that little bit of pullback on the altcoins as well. Chris Mars in the building. What's going on, my man? Good to see everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys. So that's kind of where I sit. So this becomes a really obvious telltale sign of of kind of weakness in the market. So we get the move to the upside, you break the horizontal line, but then the 21-day moving average, the big red line here, which by the way is indicating a bearish trend, we struggle to break on the 12-hour chart. You can go to the 8-hour chart and you start to see a slightly different picture because you're playing the 21-day moving average, which could say, well, okay, in the shorter term, maybe we can bounce off this. Broader term, still very much bearish here, but my indicator is still saying, look, this is a short all day long. And that's kind of where I'm probably sitting in this world, which is we break and lose the support. We then see this push down in the market, and that kind of comes down with the rest of it. So again, we will certainly walk through and see exactly where that is. Now, I want to jump really quickly, if I may, just onto something interesting that I think is worth looking at, by the way. And it will all make sense, and I'll come back to the charts and we'll talk a little bit about altcoins in a minute. But I don't know if you've kept up to this, but Bitcoin mining hash rate, or not hash rate, that's not the right, sorry, mining difficulty. So the amount of power or the complexity of the mathematical equation that miners have to solve in order to release the Bitcoin, okay? This is actually going to drop 9.5%, okay? That's a massive decline. It's actually the second largest downward adjustment of 2026, okay? So it's a big move down, really big move down. Now, in a nutshell, the easiest way to understand this, it essentially means that mining the Bitcoin is actually a little bit easier, okay? That's kind of what we're saying here, that fundamentally that solving of the equation becomes a little bit more interesting. But I wanted just to reference this, by the way. So this is the Bitcoin mining difficulty going all the way back to 2011, the orange line being the difficulty and the green line being the price of BTC. And what I want to do is just to kind of give you this concept, or certainly this idea that I had in my mind, so that people see the headline and go, Bitcoin mining difficulty is dropping 9.5%. No one cares, right? No one gives a flying foot because they go, well, I'm not mining Bitcoin, so I don't care, right? I just don't care about it. But I think it's actually important, right? I think it's definitely important. And we can see this through history. And we can generally correlate this back to, tapes crushing. I think it's like 240K from 4,000. So yeah, thanks, Tim. No one else comes in and says, well done for that one. Yeah, I hope you guys are printing on that. You should be anyway. You should be absolutely crushing that trade. But what we can see here is that the number of times the difficulty has taken a sharp decline always follows a bull market cycle. It always follows the year after, i.e. midterm election year. And then it always precedes a move in the Bitcoin price. All right. Pretty interesting as well, right? Pretty interesting. If Jubit wasn't live, I'd listen to the live coverage of Iran situation. After the live, I'm watching UFC. Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning it starts for me, the UFC. What is the live situation with Iran? There's nothing going on, is there? Israel have bombed them, which is just not a good idea. Junction is printing. We'll take a look at that. Definitely. You better believe it. We will go back to the charts in just a minute, but I want to just confirm this because I think it's worth looking at. I just joined. Any ideas why BTC is going higher? Why? I don't think it is. I think it's going back down. But basically stick around because we're going to talk about it, right? We're going to talk about it. Breaking Iran is now moving large amounts of missile launch platforms across the country in preparation for immediate launches at Israel, with flights in Western Iran cancelled until further notice. Okay, yeah, shit's about to go down. It's about to go down. Trump is going to push a deal with Israel, bombed Lebanon, but it's pissed off Iran. But yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah, that's absolutely wild. Okay, let's do this. So when we look at big declining in difficulty, what can we see here? Well, if we take this little section here, you can see that generally speaking, as we see the Bitcoin price come down, we see the same kind of correlation here with Bitcoin difficulty. For example, in 2021, the 30th of the 5th, Bitcoin was around 35,000. We actually saw Bitcoin drop to 31,000 in the space of literally 2 months as the difficulty continued to drop. That, however, did then mark the low for Bitcoin in that period of time. And actually then we started to move back to the upside in 2021 and then into the late 2022s. Okay, so you can absolutely mark the low point of 2021, i.e. after the bull market cycle, after everything got super bullish, we got this decline from at least 49,700 on Bitcoin to the low here of 31,500, which did roughly mark the low of 2021 in the bull market or the post-bull market cycle, okay, which is kind of interesting. Now, if you were to look at 2021 as a whole and try and ascertain and say, well, okay, where did we get to and what was the big push in the price? You can see here that Bitcoin on the first peak was around 63,000 with 23.6 in terms of difficulty. That did wick down to that 31, like we said. Now, we did then wick back up as price went back up to 22.7. That's still lower, but 65,900 before we then came off the top and fell back down, right? And you can look at this in 2017 as well, okay? So if you go to 2017, as much as it's not as obvious, you can see here, look, we peaked here around $18,900, 1.87 here on the difficulty. We then came all the way back down to 5.65 at 3871. So what we can ascertain here on 2017 stroke 2018 and 2021 stroke 2022 is that actually the Bitcoin difficulty being reduced by a significant amount does generally mark bottoms of the market. Now you can look here, which is a little bit more volatile, which is 2024 going into 2025. Now, if you remember, the back end of 2024 actually saw us a nice rally on BTC as obviously the Trump inauguration came in. You can see that we went from 75.5 at 43,000 all the way up, wicking as high as 64,000 and maybe even a little bit more as the difficulty continued to rise up. Why? There was an insatiable demand for Bitcoin, which is pretty interesting, okay? Fast forward to exactly where we are right now. And again, the thesis I have here is that I think we continue to come down in price. I think we revisit 60,000. My conviction on 55 is absolutely resolute in terms of what I think is going to happen. And what's interesting, by the way, is people are already calling the bottom. That's why the title is what it is for this stream. People are already going, oh, the bottom's already in. Well, they're the same people that were calling the bottom of the market the first time the market dipped to $60,000, right? They're all the same people. They've been trapped from liquidity, and then they're going to get wrecked on it as well. Casey, my man, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, buddy. So again, we can see this. Now, what we can see is when we got the dip on the difficulty, we actually saw price continue to come down here on BTC. So I expect price to come down even further. Now, does it mean that Bitcoin's easier to mine? Yes. Doesn't mean it's going to need less electricity, but at the same time, it absolutely is therefore aligning to a potential indication that the bottom is still going. Now, if you remember, we were talking about this, and we actually said, and again, this is just my thesis. You can take it or leave it if you want and do your own. But we said that this, in my opinion, this structure here is what I believe will create the low in the market. Even so much so that you can see that potentially we come off the low here on the daily candles, and then we come down here with the market bottom being around this point here between the 26th of October and the first week of September. That's where I absolutely believe this will be the sort of low point of the market here. So again, we could break below, we can come down, we probably retest, we consolidate, we come down a little bit further, we probably then get down to the lows here before we start to wick back up again, and then off we go to the races, okay? Again, is that going to happen? Oh my God, it's gone wrong again. My chart's gone weird. Well, when you get a chance to look at XRP price in 2018, XRP price today, not looking good. Yeah, the thing is, you can't, XRPs, and I'm not like being this kind of crazy shill of XRP, but you can't compare 2018 XRP to 2026 XRP. You've got two very different scenarios. You've got a relatively new coin. It's like saying, can you compare, I mean, we'll take a look at it, and I'll kind of give you my thesis as to why I think you can't do it. But yeah. You can't compare the two. They're just in two totally separate entities and totally separate journeys at that point. If you think about it, for Bitcoin, it's just done the same as what it's always done. Speculation, accumulation, highs, and then lows. Whereas XRP's obviously had loads of additional factors in it, loads of external factors in it, probably a little bit of internal factors and all that kind of stuff as well. So, but we will definitely take a look at it. Dayan says, should I buy XRP? I mean, I hold XRP. I can't facilitate or tell you what to do. It's not personalized financial advice. My personal opinion is that I am currently DCAing into positions. And if people want to see how I do that, again, I've been DCAing into some of these players as the dips have come in. It's just, honestly, I can't stress how much better it is just setting it up and letting it just take the emotion out and buying coins when they dip. So you buy the wicks, you buy the absolute entry points that you want rather than FOMOing in or FOMOing out. Like, it's just insane. But people want me just to go through that again. Obviously, we've got a little bit of a longer time tonight. I can look at it, but I do it all on BitUnix. You can get over there by going to 2bitcrypto.com, click on the BitUnix tab, sign up, and then you can absolutely get hold of that. But yeah, so my opinion here on BTC is that, look, this for me is the structure that forms it. Now, we've obviously got to talk about potential invalidation. So what does a move look like that would invalidate? Well, currently you've got around 65,266 would be the invalidation of the move. Why? Because that is around the top end of this. It's going to be somewhere around there, which basically means that this entire structure becomes invalid because it breaks the previous support, all right? So we've got to kind of keep an eye on this. And the broader market here, in my opinion, is doing exactly what we said it was going to do. Now, you could even argue and say, well, 2bit, if you took the move from here and you kind of went down, that's a perfect rejection. You would obviously then extend, oops, not that one. You would then extend this up to that move there, which then means you slightly extend this and you then put this over here a little bit, and you say, well, okay, maybe it comes off the top. It then puts the bottom at around 50,800, which again wouldn't be crazy. Like, that wouldn't be the craziest of moves, and would absolutely play into that narrative there of what it's doing. So, you know, in my opinion, you kind of have two potential outcomes. Let's do, we could color this one. Let's do that one pink, look. And then let's do that one the same color. And then they kind of align to the potential price target that we could get to, I guess, on a slightly more interesting pattern. If you ask me, okay? If you ask me, let me just, I mean, we're getting pretty technical here on the charts. You know what I mean? This looks like some sort of schematic for a bloody thing. So yeah, so then we do that, and then we do that, and then let's color that one back white. There we go. There we go. All right. So these are two potential moves that we'd argue. It depends how much you want to be aggressive and how much you kind of care about that moving in there as well. So if it was ETH or Doge news, it would have pumped, but XRPL stats are dead. I mean, XRPL is definitely, well, XRPL's got some good news coming, but yeah, XRP right now, in my opinion, is kind of where it was before. Mike says crypto has no bottom. Well, I mean, it does. It's zero. But yeah. Whether they translate into price movement is the bigger debate. Isn't it, right now? But anyway, Bitcoin looking pretty good. Ethereum, like we said, is consolidating on the 21-day moving average, which might give us some upside momentum. Bit of bullish divergence coming in here, so not super crazy on Ethereum. It wouldn't be something I'd be, maxed out on. But yeah, we'll see where that one sits for sure. Cardano having a little bit of a run. XRP, yeah, if you were to look at 2020, what did you say? 2018, sorry, was it? And we got to go back far for 2018. So, this giant pump here. When did they start suing them? Was it a little bit later, like 2020 or something like that? But yeah, I mean, you could kind of argue and say, well, that is a similar pattern. What I think always happens with XRP, by the way, and I've been saying this for a while, is you sort of get this big rally. It then sort of dumps back down, and then it pumps again. And I bet if I take this and this, and I copy and do this, I bet you this ends up playing out very, very similar. Obviously on a slightly different scale, but you can kind of see that this ends up being very similar as to how it kind of walks before it then gets that big move. My view on XRP is people are just going to want this to happen sooner rather than later, and it's just not. And I think that's where people are going to end up getting trapped. They're going to end up getting their money taken away from them, and they're going to end up noobing it to the max. Because actually, if you look at XRP, it's probably got at least, it might even have another year yet before it starts to move. What I think's interesting is there's loads of stuff going on with XRP that you might just want to keep your eyes out for. Again, it's not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion that sits with it. So, yeah, Junction's down about 5%, but did move aggressively yesterday. Junction was up 50%, I think, at one point when I looked at it. There was some nice moves in the market. I put it in the Discord, actually. But yeah, Junction had a big move. The only thing that I am a little bit uneasy about with Junction, and I can't help but think this, it feels manipulated. I can't help but believe that you get these massive pumps. Bear in mind, it's an Ethereum-based chain, an Ethereum-based coin. You get these massive pumps, then it dumps, then you get a pump, then it dumps, then you get a big pump, and then a big dump, and then a big... it's a super crazy chart. Super crazy chart. So I can't help but feel that there is something in it. Just look at that. That chart's insane. Massive pump, dump, massive pump, dump, massive pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, 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 pump. What's going on, Kev? Good to see you, man. So I just can't help but believe that there is not something a little bit untoward with Junction. Now, they could be using liquidity from Jasmine. I'm not really sure, right? I don't know, without going too detailed into it. H-bar on the move. Look out for this. RWA on H-bar might be a big narrative. $5 billion not on chain. Watch out. Could be a big signal that H-bar might be getting the move that many of us were hoping that we were going to get as well. And then look, the broader market is pretty flat. Tau had a nice run yesterday. Big pump on Tau. Bullish, back up to 262. So, yeah, love that. OPF, what's going on, man? Welcome in. XCN having a decent run as well. And then a couple of others, the Zcash and XMR narrative moving. Now, we'll come and look at what's going on in the stock market a little bit later on as we kind of walk through this and obviously get ready for market open, assuming that there is still enough people here to watch that market open. Again, I'm not streaming it to like 20 people, but if there's enough people here, then we'll stick around. Obviously, all eyes will be on oil. All eyes will be on what happens in the stock market. So where is the crypto market going? That's the big question. Well, look, I think both of my thesis drive the price lower. However, the assumption would be that if we get Michael Saylor buying this evening, and he is hinting at buying some more Bitcoin, then this could be very interesting because we tried to correlate this last time, if you remember. And we tried to look at the difference or the obvious correlation between whether Saylor's going to buy and what happens on a Sunday evening. And Saylor today announcing still adding dots. That's exactly what he said. So apparently the 32 Bitcoin that he saw was some tax thing, by the way, as well. I don't know if you guys know that. But yeah, this will be a definite interesting view here as this kind of plays out, in my personal opinion anyway. In my personal opinion. So I've got the Trump-Iran stuff up here. I mean, it's not a signing, but again, it's kind of refreshing the latest data that's coming in. 35 minutes ago, Iran is now moving large amounts of missiles. I think Iran's going to strike, me personally. I think Iran might go for it, which would be not ideal. Because obviously then, if Iran does it, everything just escalates again, doesn't it? Everything will just escalate again. Which no one really wants. No one really wants. Mark Noby's in the building. What's going on? How are we doing? Wayne in the house. What's going on, Wayne? Good to see you, bud. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, I mean, I've got flight tracker here. Look, if anyone's interested, Iran is officially closed. It is a closed. So yeah, I mean, it might get tasty this evening. That is an absolute certainty. So watch out for that. But yeah, this is obviously the big news. So my view is, I think there's definitely bearish tones coming in. There's definitely some bearish sentiment coming in, but we can kind of get a sense of what that looks like. Obviously, mining difficulty is certainly on the agenda, but this is kind of what everyone's obviously nervous about. This morning's attack on Beirut should not have happened, particularly on a special day when we are so close to a peace deal with Iran. Israel has the right to defend itself against threats, but the attack, if was responding to very small and meaningless, nobody was injured or killed, and should not disrupt the important process. We're very close to the deal. I think this is kind of where Trump's like, we need to get out. Like, we've got to get out of this. Like, we are literally screwing ourselves completely. So, I mean, I feel like this just absolutely escalates again. I think this... Now, the counter trend here is that every time we see an escalation in Iran, Bitcoin tends to move. Like, it actually tends to pump to the upside, which is kind of wild, right? So, maybe this is kind of what's going to happen. It hasn't really done much on the daily. Now, obviously, this was the move last night, which was great. We were above the 21-day moving average, looking pretty bullish. Break below. Remember, once we break below... And what's interesting to note here, we retested on the hour and got rejected. So we haven't been rejected really on these moves. So for example, if you look back here, the early part of June on Friday, we broke above, we retested this, and then we went through and held that support as well. So, you know, it's a very troubling time right now. This absolutely could lose this level, and it could absolutely then see us wick back below, which then supports the narrative that I've been talking about for a while. So yeah, definitely worthwhile thinking about what's going on. Now, the other thing, just so everyone's clear on this and why this week could be an absolute fucking disaster if we're not careful, right? It could be literally one of the craziest weeks in the world, is that Japan's PPI inflation rose over 0.9%, right? This is important. It's month over month between May, and it's now the second highest reading since October of 2022. Why is this important? Well, April's reading was 0.5 ahead of where it should be, and the year-over-year producer price index surged over 6.3%, all right? That's freaking wild, specifically for Japan. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means Japan's probably going to raise their interest rates, okay? So if you're not sure, the fact that we are seeing this massive producer price climb in Japan probably means then that they are going to raise their rates. And the projection, just to let you guys know, is that it's coming this week, all right? There's a friggin' surprise. June the 16th, Wednesday, they're expected to raise rates by over 1% to give us the highest in 30 years in Japan's history of inflation. So, you know, if you're sat there going, oh man, this week's going to be epic, Trump's going to sign a deal with Iran, like the price of Bitcoin's going to go to the moon, like, I'm so happy I got in. I think you're wrong. Now, again, we're all entitled to our personal opinions and we're all entitled to be right or be wrong, but I actually think this, in my view, starts the move to the bottom. So as much as people go, well, the bottom was in, we called the bottom. No. I think we do get to that bottom. We flushed the June low, and then we bottom out as we put on the charts there back in October, maybe slightly afterwards. And then I think that marks the bottom of the market. We started to push back to the upside. So this is kind of where I am. It's a big week, you know. As much as I think people are playing it down, it is actually a pretty big week as well. So we obviously get the Fed decision on Wednesday as well, which is going to be pretty crazy. So you're going to get the Fed decision, the Kevin Walsh decision, and probably the Trump fallout as well. We also get economic projections on Wednesday, which could be pretty interesting. That's going to sell us what Kevin Walsh thinks of the economy and where he thinks it's going to go. This could end up being super wild, because if you have no rate cuts, and Wash is like, man, it's like pretty rough out there. Like, we're going to have to maybe hold for longer. We're maybe going to have to wait and see. Like, this is definitely not good. Like, people might start absolutely freaking out, and then this could tank the markets. The expectation, by the way, 98.6% of people, particularly on the FedWatch tool, believe that we are not going to see a rate cut, which would be insane. If he cuts rates, he would absolutely have his credibility shot to shit, and then you are going to see a dump in the market, because the market's going to go, okay, he is literally a Trump shill. Like, you're going to have to be very, very mindful of what happens there. So, that's definitely what we're going to have to look out for. But like I said, Japan are definitely, or very much most likely, going to be increasing these rates and creating some real volatility within the market as well. Chloe the Crypto Shiller, what's going on? Welcome in. You asked me about should I buy XRP. I don't think people should be buying crypto coins yet unless you are DCAing on the wicks. So again, all I'm doing is I've set buy prices, and when price wicks to those prices, it triggers and it buys me at a super low price. For example, my buy price on XRP is like 95 cents to 104 or 105. So if XRP wicks to that point, then it triggers the buy, it buys me a little bit, and then it does that. It triggers and it runs it every single hour to try and find the best price to buy it. That's what I think people should be doing, by the way. But my personal opinion, I think I'd wait till Wednesday. I think you could get an opportunity on Wednesday. Now, if Trump signs a deal with Iran, everything's fine, Straits of Hormuz are opening, oil starts to come in, then fine. Like, we're going to start to see some probably move back to the upside, and maybe it doesn't quite go as bad as we think. But does that feel like the most likely of scenarios right now in this market? I personally don't believe so. But hey, we'll see. Jeremy, what's going on, buddy? Sorry to be World Cup's on. Can't join you. It's all good, mate. It's all good. Let's hope the team wins. A rate hike follows Iran war, follows Japanese financial decline. Bye the dip. Exactly, Craig. It's going to be a pretty wild week. Oh, there's a surprise. TikTok suspended and my live visibility. Oh, cheers, TikTok. Yeah. Why? Why was it? Because it was saying that it's not some sort of content or something. Shout out to TikTok as always. We had 4 streams, I guess, without getting banned or restricted. Was it restrict me for? Reproduce content such as pre-recorded or copied content. Okay, fine. Whatever. 2-bit kind of piece deal and Clarity Act pull the market out of a bear market. Do events like this affect the bear market? The Clarity Act, I think, is now a wet kipper that people are banging. Like people are just hoping. It's just pure hopium with the Clarity Act, in my opinion. I saw a very prominent crypto influencer saying, "Oh, the Clarity Act signed this week." It's like, it's so not. It's so not. It's not even at the top of the agenda. That's the problem. So, can it? Yes. Do we want the Clarity Act right now? Probably not, because it's going to launch into a market that's declining. You probably want to wait a little bit, in my opinion. The Clarity Act would be great to come out in like October. So, if I could pick the how things come out, you'd want midterms, of which you still get. I mean, it depends on which side of the aisle you sit on. But you have a Republican majority, you have a pro-crypto government, and then you pass the Clarity Act, and then everything starts to move again. That's kind of where I think you would want to get to. Appeal not approved. Reappeal. Yeah, they magically just reviewed my appeal in about 30 seconds. Of course, you did TikTok. Anyway, TikTok people. Yeah. I'm not even going to care now. It's just like it is what it is. And if they do it, they do it. I'm streaming anyway, so what difference does it make? But the other thing you can note here is obviously you've got Bitcoin hodl waves, which are the people that are holding the number of Bitcoin as well. Again, another indicator as to whether the market is going to give up the goat, which I think is kind of what we need to have, and ultimately what we kind of need to keep a very much close watch eye on, because this is going to tell us what is happening. So remember, long-term holders, they have already sold. They are probably buying while short-term holders capitulate and dump. Remember the average price we were looking at, about $71,000. So this is why, again, I think there may be some little bit more pain. All right. Kentucky Bob says, laugh a lot. You will not see 58K Bitcoin. I mean, I disagree, Kentucky Bob. I disagree. And I would challenge and say the people that say that were the people that said that we wouldn't get another retrace to 60,000. So look, I could be wrong. I accept if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But all I would say, and I don't often flex like this, what I would say is we fucking nailed the top and we nailed the bottom. Even when everyone was going, 2-bit, you're wrong. You're definitely wrong. It's definitely not going back to 60K. The bottom's already in. None of those people ever come back into the stream and say, hey, 2-bit, look, you know what? All's fair. You were right. No one ever comes in. No one. They just come in and go, you're wrong. You're not going to see it. Fine. Like I've always said, I'm buying now. I said this on the stream 2 weeks ago. I am buying cryptocurrency right now. So if we don't revisit 58K, cool. I'm already buying. I'm already in for, at least probably, man, what am I in now? Like 5% of my stablecoin bag? Like, I'm on it. Like, I'm there. I mean, my price target, 55K. Like I said, we haven't been wrong yet. And this is another big reason. Now, TikTok, I would show you, but obviously TikTok restricts my lives and says, oh, it's not really his content, so I can't show you. But I'll tell you what I'm looking at. If you want to get more on this, by the way, YouTube has it all, so check it out. But yeah, Treasury total trading volume companies, okay? This is the 90-day moving average on Treasury companies, i.e. those people with big, deep pockets that have been buying lots and lots of Bitcoin over the course of the last 18 to 24 months. What can we see? We see a continued decline, all right? Continuing decline in the holdings and the trading volume when it comes to companies on Bitcoin. So as much as they'll say, well, it's an institutional-led Bitcoin rally to a bit, institutions are still buying. No, they're fucking not. No, they're not. They're not. They are holding, stroke, selling. All right, that's it. They're not buying lots of Bitcoin, okay? That's why volume's down. That's why, markets are pretty stagnant. That's why it feels super boring, because everyone, in my opinion, right now is like, just wait and see. All right, wait to see what Trump does. Wait to see what the administration does. Wait to see if it follows the 4-year cycle. Everyone's waiting for the bottom to come in again. People think the bottom's already come in, so they got fucking wrecked again on leverage. So the fact here is that the one group of people that everyone leveraged again and said, hey, these guys are holding it up. They're buying in. They're the absolute G's. We're back to Saylor and Tom Lee buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it. So, this is an important metric to look at. Again, defines the bottoms of the bear market. Once this starts to convert, then we can start talking about potentially coming in. Look at this. You go back to January 2021, we see the Bitcoin price coming in with a, generally speaking, all-time high. The double tops here coming in at 2021. What did we see? A massive amount of volume on trading companies. And then it comes all the way down to defining the low, which came in January of 2023 when FTX collapsed. All right. You can see the same again here. We got the two lows before price moved. At the minute, we are just declining in price. All right. We're just declining. Kentucky Bob, get out of here. So again, another narrative or another idea as to why I think the market's probably going to give us up a little bit more here. And certainly why I think it's not worth particularly worrying about. But at the same time, like I said, DCAing into positions, in my view, is the sensible thing to do. All right. Just my personal and very humble opinion. Everyone is buying SpaceX this week. Well, did we put this on the chart? Oh, we did, didn't we? We did. Where did I put it? The S&P 500. I thought I put it on here. Oh no, I didn't. I put it here, didn't I? SpaceX 160. I think this goes lower, I think SpaceX goes lower. Now, don't get me wrong, it's kind of, done a lot of good things, but I think this thing goes lower. Just my opinion. All right, don't take me. I'm not a stocks trader. I don't own any. I haven't bought any. Maybe I'll buy some, but it's just really complicated for me to buy stocks, especially in the US, and I can't really be asked. But I actually think this comes lower, personally. We'll see. I got a feeling we dumped tonight. Can't wait to push in. Chris in the building. Well, there is a definite thesis tonight. Don't forget, Saylor is buying. Every time Saylor has bought, the last 3 times Bitcoin's rallied into that purchase or into that day. So Sunday nights definitely need to buy, in my opinion. I make the calls, not fence straddling. I mean, look, you do make the calls. That's fine. They're wrong. I mean, that's absolutely. Look, anyone. Hey, do you know broken clock can be wrong? Can be right twice a day. Do you know that? It's easy to chug that out, though. It means nothing. Like, I can go, well, Bitcoin will get to $100,000. What even is that? It's nothing. Like, come on, Bob. You can do better than that, Bob. You can give it a little bit more meat on the bone. Anyone can chuck a random price point out. Anyone can say something's not going to get there. The question is why, what's your backup, and are you going to come back when you're wrong? That's all that people want to know, Bob. That's all that people want to know. It's easy. I can go, well, SpaceX will get to $400. And then people go, hold on a minute, too, but you said SpaceX was going to get to $400 3 weeks ago. Oh, well, yeah, I didn't say when. It might happen in about 10 years' time. Who cares? 68 BTC, then knock another 10% off that. I mean, that was kind of be aligned to where we think. 55 is my low. But as I said to you guys before, and as I've said now multiple times, I am buying crypto. I'm not FOMOing in. I'm not dumping huge amounts of money in. I'm just buying as and when I need to buy, all right? So, again, when we see the wick lows, then it triggers on some of these altcoins. And yeah, I agree with that. Corporate manipulation, 100%. That's why I'm really curious tonight. We're running a thesis tonight. Is the market going to pump based on the fact Saylor is going to buy? That's what we've got to ask ourselves tonight. That's what we've got to ask ourselves. Digital, what's going on? Says, why not check out SPCX or SPX Co? I can check them out. I can check them out if you want. We had this one that we have down here. SPCX. This was on Binance. 166.9. I mean, I'm assuming it just tracks the price, by the way. I think it's just going to pump a bit based on liquidity anyway. Well, I mean, I know it's probably the wrong narrative to have, but if it pumps, my personal view would be that Saylor buys on a Sunday evening. That's my personal view, because it would mean the last 3 Sundays, because don't forget, I've been short the last 3 Sundays, right? The last 3 Sundays I was short, and I ended up getting wicked out on both of them and hit my stop loss. So tonight, Matthew, I feel like it might move to the upside. Cryptovirus says SPXC is only worth $15 a share today, so it could fall a lot. Today's price is the fair future price. What do you mean it's only worth $15 today? SPCX, perpetual futures contracts, 166. If HBAR gets to 0.5 and SHX around 0.0035 and Ondo to 0.25, putting 75% in. HBAR at 0.05 is probably unlikely, in my opinion. SHX I haven't checked out, and Ondo at 0.25. I mean, Ondo is one of my DCA bags that I am DCAing to that position. I mean, it's at now 34. It had a decent move, though, back in the last week. And don't forget, they've tokenized loads of stuff on there as well. So they've tokenized a load of stuff. In my opinion. I'm long, so I'm hoping. Yeah, well, look, I think that might be a good idea tonight. Like I said, I haven't been long on a Sunday evening for a while, but let's see. I mean, my personal opinion would be, yeah. I mean, you long it off the support here, and then it moves back to the upside. So, I mean, it's interesting. You bring this below the wick, and then what would you target this at? Target the previous 65.7. Probably feels like it's a little. Well, but you know what? 65.7 might not be super crazy. What do you get there? 5 bucks, way too much. Previous high, 64. If you went 64.9 or 64.7 actually on that wouldn't be bad actually. That wouldn't be bad off that trade here. We'll see what it does right now on the 4 hour, but yeah, my opinion probably was a good mover. I'm also I hold only no market for me. That's it. Fast only there's based on actual total company value today, so the current price is a fair future value. Okay. Husky Tom, let's get it. 2-bit, thanks for the heads up on low and tape. Nailed it, brother. Keep them coming. Hey, man, I'm trying. Yeah, tape's been I mean, that one is a big one. If anyone did get into that, I posted that in the premium Discord, by the way, which is 12 freaking bucks a month. 12 bucks a month. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, 12 bucks a month. And yeah, I posted it for I think it was like $5,000 market cap, something crazy like that. Where is it? Here, look. And yeah, it was like 200 and something last time I checked. So yeah, bullish on that. Let's have a look. I don't know what it is now. What was it? 230k. So I mean, that's a pretty bullish move if you ask me. It's a pretty bullish move. So yeah, I mean, what does that work? What does that work out at? What would that be? 420, man, like 160x or something crazy like that. Absolutely wild, like 160x or something crazy. So yeah, so if you got in that, I mean, if you put $100 in, you are loving life. Again, I'm not soliciting financial advice, not at all. I'm just saying, but yeah, we obviously have these in our premium Discord, which you can obviously get lots of exciting stuff. So do check out that premium Discord. It is in the description. You can also get there by going to 2bitcrypto.com. All right, so don't miss it out, TikTok. All right, let's give me the 5 gifted memberships. Let's get it, baby. Man, thank you so much. Love that. Love that. Hey, look at that. Everyone getting the one gets one. Ah, mate, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, it's nice to get a good one. That's all I would say, isn't it? I mean, yeah, nice to get a good one. So hopefully everyone is absolutely sending it. And yeah, you know, as we get some more coming through, then we'll certainly be keeping very much watchful eyes on it. But yeah, I mean, I think this thing might run a little bit. I mean, if it gets to 1 million, that would be like one of the craziest ones we had. But yeah, this one was doing well. I think LOA token has got a potential as well coming back. Just have to watch this one. 2.8. Obviously, we called it 750, I think it was. So, interesting retracement right now. Might bounce off here. I haven't spoken to the team for a while, but yeah, pretty interesting. But yeah, good that you guys are winning. And once again, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, my man. I appreciate that I appreciate it for sure. For sure, mate. So, yeah, by the way, if you want to get access to some of those alpha plays, you can simply sign up for the premium Discord. It is super easy, right? Super, super easy. Head over to 2bitcrypto.com and you click join trading group at the top right hand corner. It's going to take you over to here, which is whoop.com. It's super, super simple. And you join this one. It's $11.99 a month. And in there, you get AI trading bots, a Telegram trading bot. You get all our courses that's in there for free. You get our access to our entries and exit points, calls. I even called one the other day. And, you know, is it the most active, like, super crazy, like, enter the trade here, exit the trade? No, right? It's not. I don't think it'll ever be that. At the minute, you know, we'll obviously build it out as we get there. But I think that, and I generally stand by this sentiment as well, if you're in there and you haven't made your money back for the month in the first week, I don't know what you're doing. So, yeah, I mean, we have exclusive benefits. You've got all our trade calls. You know, I mean, literally, we've just been crushing it recently. Crushing it with some of this stuff. In there as well. So remember, it's $12 a month, probably the best $12 you'll spend. You're going to spend it on some shit meme coin anyway, so you might as well put it in there. Get into our premium Discord channel and enjoy the fruits of the labor. All right, definitely worth it. In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. Sold at a 7 milli market cap, back in, baby. Oh, mate, 7 milli. 10x, love that. Love that. Roma's in the building. What's going on? High five, all good. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. What? Chris. Oh, Chris. Honestly, we do have some trading bots and we have the AI trading stuff again that's in there. Some of you guys have been absolutely crushing it in there. So, like I said, and as stuff gets built, you also can get the indicators and stuff that I'm working on. So this indicator I have, do you reckon TikTok will restrict it if I just bring the chart up or not? I'm sure it doesn't, not the chart. Chart is not reproduced content. It's just, that's literally how it is. But yeah, this indicator here at the bottom you can get by going in there. We do have a V3 version. Mark, I haven't forgotten about sending it to you, by the way, as well. But yeah, the big question is Ethereum the next Napster? It'd be wild if it is. Yeah, Mark, I did try and publish it the other day, but it said, you have not published this on a chart, which obviously clearly I have. And so I want to make sure that I publish the right one, and then I'll send you it. Might get it done tonight. Because obviously we want to make sure it's the right indicator, but I thought you could click it here and then be like, click here and you're like, publish to chart, but it's all a bit weird, really. It's all a bit weird and it all goes a bit odd. See, so I can bring the source code up here, publish script, unless I can. Oh, maybe I can do it actually. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, everybody. Oh my God, TikTok might ban me. Don't ban me, TikTok. 1 second. Let me just see if I can get this. I might be able to do it, Mark, and then I can send you it. I can literally send you it tonight, Matthew. Does anyone remember that? You bet. Right, where was it? There, that's what I need. That is what I need. And yeah, here we go. I need that. And I need that. Continue. Category. Oh, what do we need to put this under? Chart patterns. Fundamental analysis and momentum. Is that one of them? Moving averages. We can go with that one. That's fine. So it's private. Tags. We can do crypto, Bitcoin, 2bit, BTC. Right. Visibility is invite only. Oh, why can't I do? Why? Hold on a minute. Upgrade your plan to publish invite only scripts and build your community. Are you winding me up right now? Everyone can favorite the script, apply it to a chart, but only you can see or modify the source code. Private. Your publication will only be visible to you and those who share the link. Okay, right, cool. So I can do that. Publish. Have I done that? Oh, nice. It's there. All right, cool. I've done it. Alrighty. Sweet, everybody. Right, cool. All right, so I can... Oh, no, I'm giving away the source code. Oh. Right, excellent. That's already in there now. I will send you the link, Mark Noby. I think it needs to just get published, but it is officially here, look. It is officially now published on the TradingView website, which means that you guys can now officially get it and add it to your charts if I send you the link, all right? If I send you the link. Copy publication link. So let me see if I can send this to you, Mark. No, I'll send it to you in Telegram, all right? Where's Mark Noby in Telegram? Where are you, Mark Noby? man. Oh, there you are. Right, I'm sending it to you now. Let me know if it works, all right? There you are, I've sent it to you. Let me know if it works, and then we're all good. And then we can all get that. But yeah, that should be published now. Obviously, I'm not going to publish the link anywhere just at the minute. So, yeah, let me know if it works, by the way. Test it, get it on. Obviously, you just delete the old one and put the new one on. And obviously, you'll then get that. Don't forget, do not forget, though, you do need to go. Oh, I need to send you the different. Oh, Mark, I need to send you the new updated website as well. Shit. Okay. I think it's on the Trading View thing. I think it's on there. Chris says, I'll work my way into the Discord this week. Have a great day. Hey, Chris, if you just let me know when you sign up, I'll just let you bypass the security stuff. But I need to see when you sign up and I can do it. I agree on SPX price. I'm waiting for a huge dip. Yeah, I think it's going to go down. My personal opinion. But yeah, good to see you, Chris. But yeah, let me know if you want to do it like tomorrow or something. We'll get you in there, get you access to it all, because obviously you get premium membership as well. So shout out to you for coming in. If you don't want to sign up through our trading course, you can get a premium membership by becoming a member of the channel, but you do need to buy the big one. All right, it's like $12. So it's the same price. Obviously, all those that got in early, as I banged on for ages and said, if you get in early, then you get access to it all. Now, if you sign up for a channel membership, but you want to get access to it, you need to buy the bigger channel membership. Okay. Trump just tweeted. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it, everybody. What does it say? It says... has he? What does it say? Trump himself has. Well, I'm not seeing anything. Is it on Truth Social? It was 5 hours ago, latest. I'm not seeing anything at the minute, so maybe it'll come through in a sec. Trust the code, doubt the price. I mean, that's always it. Stream Elements. That's always it. Yeah, we'll test the heck out of it this week. Got it. Yeah, definitely test it out. Obviously, go and study it. Understand the importance of how it looks. So what does the short zone look like? What does the trade look like? It is one that you have to kind of get a little bit to. But again, for me personally, it's fucking nailed every trade. I can't even tell you, like, it's been absolutely crazy. The only time I've lost out is because I ended up getting stopped out. So, and obviously with big geopolitical events like we're getting now, like that can be a problem. But yeah, you can move it all the way around the screen, do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. But yeah, check it out. And I will try and get the new website published because I don't think you'll be able to do it. Oh, I think I have it here as well, which is kind of annoying. But let me, I do have it here. Look, here's a new website. You need, what do you need? You need this stuff. Let me screenshot you this. Let me screenshot you this, Mark. I will get the website set up. But yeah, so you need that one because that's the settings that you need to put it on there. And you also need this as well. There you go. Which has got just the brief explanation of it. All right. But I can probably get this set up actually pretty quickly, in fairness. And then I'll send you a link. Okay. Last but not least, there you go. Right, cool, you got it. Straight to open, sign in very soon. What's that for? Well, they're opening the Straits of Hormuz. Is that what we're saying? Why am I not seeing this? Like, what the hell is going on? What? How come you guys are seeing this and I'm not? Oh, what? Where are you seeing this Trump stuff? J. John, yeah, honestly, again, I'm not soliciting financial advice, but definitely worthwhile. Abed says, any entry. I mean, currently, this is probably entering a very nice area for a short, really. I mean, if you think about it, you could go here, actually. If this plays out and you take out the geopolitical tension, this is exactly what my indicator is saying. So it's got short zones. So it's saying it's going back to the point of previous resistance or support, which is probably around here. It's probably 63,900. So you could probably set it in here. If you were going to go long, go short, which is again what the trend is saying, then that's kind of what you'd be looking at there. So 64-ish might be the entrance in there. Good short, bearish sentiment. It's 70 out of 100 on the confidence ratio, though. So do be mindful a little bit. It's not 100 that we want, but it is good enough for the trade to say, hey, This might be what we're looking for. And then downside momentum here. I mean, you could wick this down short side to here. But obviously, we're testing whether Sailor comes in. That's the big question right now. The trend is down, but this market might wick you up. So, yeah, we'll see. I haven't said I'm already in a short since yesterday. Nice. That would be a great short as well from the upper range. That'd be great. But, yeah, you can get it two ways, John. Obviously, you can sign up with Whoop, which is over at tubecrypto.com. And you can also get it from here, but you do have to sign up to the bigger one. Victoria Coates of the Heritage Foundation, absolutely fantastic. She gets, is that literally what he tweeted out? Thank you, Victoria. Iran will never have nuclear weapon, and the trade of armies will be opening up for business very shortly. President DGG. I saw the thing that he said that he'd. Thanks, Mark. He'd said, I think it's 38 times he said that he's got a deal with Iran and that the Straits of Hormuz is open. 38 times. Oh man, wild, right? It's wild. Fat Sonic says, "I'm not seeing anything. Let me try harder." Thanks, BMAX. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, it sounds like people are tweeting that there is supposed to be a digital signature being signed, but nothing's been posted by Travis. If that's to do, or you mean to do with the Straits of Hormuz, Iran's come out and said no, though. This is the thing, like, and Israel have bombed Lebanon. Like, there's no way they sign a deal tonight. No fucking way. They're more likely to launch missiles tonight, not sign a pissing deal. In my opinion, anyway, for what it's worth. I just don't think that's going to happen. Right. Oh, I can do this now, Mark. Bruh. We're literally live right now doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Cancel, bruh, no, what the heck is going on here? I need to extract. Hold up. But yeah, I mean, that's my personal opinion anyway. I think that is more likely to be a problem. All right, can you go there? Oh, you can. Yes. All right, cool. Mark, I might have the website up for you in just a second. In just a freaking second, my man. This could be bullish. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it while I'm here. Oh, that one. And the Strait of Hormuz will be opening up for business very soon. Yeah, I mean, he needs to get it back up. I mean, what's hilarious, obviously, is Keir Starmer came out and he's like, "Hey, we intercepted a Russian ship, guys. Fucking nailed it." Okay, cool. Cool, Keir. Yeah, nice one, mate. Let's get the Strait of Hormuz open first, bro. Yeah, let's get the Straits of Hormuz open. That'd be good news. But I mean, is oil reacting? Is it giving us anything? Doesn't look like it right now. It feels pretty limp down here. $82 a barrel. You know, not the craziest, I would argue. Right, so if I go in here, new folder, and call it that, and then go into there and do this, and do this, and do bruh, the heck is this? Do this. And then that should work. So hold on a second. Oh, I'm a flipping genius. Right. Mark, I'm sending you that. Do not share this website, please. I'm sharing the website to you. That's the new website. It is hosted at the minute, but it's not live. All right. Well, it is live. It's live on the internet. I've just uploaded it, but yeah, don't share that, please. Don't share that yet, because obviously I want to, and I'm being selfish. But if it's as good as I think it's going to be, I want, I am going to monetize this indicator. Just, it won't be crazy. Like, it's not going to be like $100 a month, like some lunatics charge, but you know, it might be like $5 a month or something, $10 a month. I think that's reasonable. But anyway, use it, abuse it. Let me know what you think of it, and then let's see where we get to it with it. But yeah, that's the website that's up and running. Keywords, move the market. Can you imagine if they did? That would be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious. I think he's on borrowed time personally, but that's just my opinion. It's just my personal opinion. Right. Okay, so where are we at right now? Bitcoin, low liquidity, super quiet weekend. Nothing really happening right now. Obviously, all eyes on Trump. Yeah, Husky, I will, mate. Yeah, I will. I will, actually. Unless Mark can message you because he has both links now. I'm cool with that because you trade as well. But you have to give me feedback though. You've got to be like, hey bro, like, you know, it's great, it's rubbish. Actually, do you know what? This is one of the best indicators I've ever used in my entire life. I can't actually believe that you built it. That would be great feedback. And oh, by the way, I've increased my net wealth by, you know, 6 figures or something. That'd be it. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But yeah, try it. See what you think and let me know. Awesome. Yeah, send. You just need to send both them links, Mark. The link to the actual page on TradingView and then the link to the website. Obviously, Tom, don't share them, yeah? Oddly enough, I've just seen a post and a tweet from one himself, Ash, saying that his straight's been up. Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to be jumping on that. The fact is, I don't think they are. That's just my opinion right now. And especially if Iran is moving missiles into place, that's probably going to get a little bit more awkward before it gets better, right? Before it gets better. But, I mean, all eyes on it. I mean, I don't think Trump would go in tonight. It's, you know, start of a new week. He can't afford the stock market to collapse. I mean, the S&P 500 rallied again on the back end of last week. So, I mean, he's probably not going to want it to collapse right now. And he's just starting to wake back up. Still in a bullish momentum right now. But breaking, Iran Supreme Leader Special Advisor says the order has been issued and 0 hour has arrived for Israel with missile launchers being prepared. Now, Iranian state TV says Israel will be heavily bombed tonight. There you go. There you go. All right. It's not going to be great by the looks of it. President Trump says Democrats Jared must be impeached. He lied to national television about the impeding Iran deal. Okay, that's nothing new. President Trump says Strait of Hormuz is opening very shortly. I just feel like it's not. And yeah, Trump says Iran's peace deal could be signed in a matter of hours, but Israel's actions could be complicating the situation. There we go. There we go. So, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be done. Breaking US Army says it's redirected 142 ships, attacked 9 vessels, enforcing the Iran blockade. I've got to say along, if I always traded out of fear of the news, I'd do anything. I think don't forget, Iran, whenever we've had bad news about Iran, by the way, the market's counter-trended the move, right? It's counter-trended the move. Bitcoin's rallied on the back of it. So, I mean, we could definitely get that right now. I mean, Bitcoin's at what? 63,900. Oh, come on, Tibbet, stop doing that. 63. Oh my God, stop doing it. Lock this. Where do I lock it there? So 63,900. Look at BTC right now. I mean, it's interesting that we're starting to wick back. Now, also, there's an argument to say, well, there's the high, there's the low, there's the lower high, lower low. This could roll over. This could roll, you know, you get the point here. But equally, like I said, the big test will be if Saylor is buying and he's buying on a Sunday, Bitcoin's going to pump on market open. Do we think it goes super crazy? Maybe not. I mean, maybe it gets to this high around 64,400. Maybe. But yeah, it does feel like the deal is kind of nonsense. Or again, it's just gamesmanship by Trump. So we'll see. I find Financial Juice app great for what? I don't even know what that is. But yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Sweet, I just got the new V2 on my TradingView favorites. Need to do the research on the new features and then do some trade on weeks. Nice, bro. Nice. Again, if you are obviously wanting to do... Oh, why did I press 1? If you are wanting to do some trading on some exchanges, do come and check out the links here. These are exclusive to the Tuber Crypto Army. Obviously, I don't know why I called you all that, but you should check these out, by the way. You can simply click sign up here. Look, you can get it on here as well. So just click claim offer and boom, in you go. These are massive deals. So check them both out. All right. In my opinion, great stuff. Maybe Trump has had enough of net. I mean, maybe it might be that, like, it might be a wedge attempt, mightn't it? You know, just gets him out of there and it's like, yeah, man, you are absolutely a lunatic and we're going to get the hell out of here. I mean, Trump wants an out. That's the point. That is the point. So we will obviously see how this develops. It doesn't look like it's developing super great right now, but yeah, all eyes are on what's going on with that. White smoke seen at the White House, according to this tradition, means a new peace deal has been signed. Is that true? Is that true? I feel like that's not true. Don't forget we have UFC fights at the White House tonight. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning for me when it comes off. 2-bit army, let's get it here. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'd never heard that before in my life. I've never heard that before. So, yeah, I'm not convinced by that as well. Again, for whatever it's worth, my personal opinion is that, yeah, I don't believe that we're going to get any sort of announcement, really. I just don't think it is. Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, I watched all UFC events. I watched the boxing last night, which was pretty wild. The boxing was kind of interesting. So, yeah. Who's Trump fighting in the UFC ring? I mean, that could be interesting. Trump has told Israel to step down from attacking Lebanon as a deal is close. Yeah, but whether they will or not, I mean, that's the point, isn't it? That's the point, that the deal was close and has been most of the weekend, and then they've gone, oh, yeah, well, we're going to bomb Lebanon. Like, it's going to get pretty tasty in it, and that's kind of what they've done. So, you know, whether that kind of plays in or not is going to be a bigger debate. But, yeah, at the minute, we're not really seeing anything coming in. So all we can kind of do is keep an eye on what's going on with the price. Now, again, the macro looks a little bit bearish right now. Now, again, the indicator is on the short term saying, hey, look, wait and see, 30-minute, wait and see, hour. Still pretty bearish here on the hourly chart. But again, what it's kind of saying here is, look, this might give you a wick to the upside. Just be a little bit sensible if you're going to trade this. Now, the 4 hours where we get the first idea that this actually, you know, continues its bearish trend and potentially even comes to the downside. So, you know, again, worthwhile thinking about. Do we get a wick to the upside? Do we get a wick to the downside? That's the big question right now. The view would be, according to my indicator, the short is the option that you would take. Now, again, you're going to want enough to make sure that you do not get stopped out, which probably means that it goes higher than the previous high, and then obviously we wick down to the previous move, which gives you a ratio of about 2-to-1. That'd be a decent trade. 62.3 is the low. The high, 64.7. Might feel a little bit close here. You might want to move the stop if it starts to get a bit tasty, but yeah, you'd have to kind of wait and see what that looks like. You maybe go a little bit higher, but yeah. I personally think a lot of stuff we see public as a reason. It's not really the guide. The masses. I mean, we'll never know what is actually going on behind closed doors, will we? Never know what's going on behind closed doors. All we can do is assume, validate, check, and then make a decision on the back of it. That's it. Amazon reportedly raised security concerns about Anthropic's latest AI models before the US ordered restrictions on foreign access. Yeah, the Anthropic stuff's wild. Like I said, this Codex shit that I've been messing around with is also kind of interesting, but I don't really know how to get it to work, which is kind of annoying, but it would be cool if it did work. It would be cool if it did work, but I actually now don't know what I've done with it. What have I done with it? Man, have I just deleted it? That's kind of weird. It's there, look. What do I have to do with it? What's included? It's like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? What the hell is PowerShell? What is PowerShell? What is PowerShell? Do I have PowerShell? I have a limit order short at 65.1. Nice. What is PowerShell, everybody? Do I have that on my computer? I'm just going to end up with, like, Codex just, like, taking everything. PowerShell. I don't have it by the looks of it, but, yeah. Hyperdeflation is coming due to AI productivity expected to be 1,000-fold up. But, I mean, the AI cull, should we say, is going to be pretty interesting. That is going to be pretty interesting. Do I actually have PowerShell or not? Does anyone know if I have PowerShell? Oh, yeah, I do. Look, Windows PowerShell. Oh, look, I do. Right, okay. So then click this. I mean, is this going to break everything? Ooh. Oh, it's doing something. What does that mean? Oh, man, I can't see it. Can't see it. What does this mean? To run that. Oh, hold on a minute. What is happening? I'm trying to multitask at the same time. But I can't see that screen. That's really hard to see, actually. To update, run that. Oh, maybe I just need to copy this, do I? Copy and then paste. Oh, it's doing something. I don't know what it's done, but it's done something. Oh my God, it's doing something even. All right, cool. I think we're in. I wonder if it works. Anyway, I was going to say it's Windows. Yeah. Okay, so I've done the installer. The question, though, is this now going to work? Click, double click. Oh, it did something. And No, nothing happened. Okay, that's kind of annoying. That is kind of annoying, right? Do I need to like download this? Open in File Explorer. It like does something and then like clicks off again. That's super annoying. Haven't used Windows in like that for 12 years. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not professing to be any kind of advanced user of this, if I'm totally dead honest. But I thought we had it then. I thought it was all going to be fixed. It's going to be like if I can get this to work, then the possibilities are endless. Imagine I can then put the indicator mark into an app, because that's essentially what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to get a Python code to work, which then means I could put the indicator into an app. Imagine you can then screenshot a chart and then put it into the app, and the app would tell you what it sees on the screen. Imagine that. That'd be fucking cool. I'm late all crypto investments. Oh, I'm into all crypto investments. Yeah, I own a lot of BTC USDT investments. Nice. That's the way to do it. Make it work. Make it earn. That is the best way, in my opinion. But verification. Okay. README. It's a big README file. I kind of want to get it to work. So I want to see what you guys can do it. I want to see that happen. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Like if you just had that as like an app, and then you screenshot a chart and you put it in, and it gives you like an idea or like just like a dead simple prompt of what that could look like. Imagine that. That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. And then it means that would be on the go. You don't have to mess around. Then we could like integrate it with exchanges. Oh, bro, we could just like build something absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. The only thing is I can't get it to work, which is kind of annoying. Set up, create a virtual environment. Oh my God, how the f do I do that? I mean, what? What? It's so confusing. I don't know how to do it. Okay, let's just open PowerShell. So if I do that, oh, that just adds a meltdown. That's not great, is it? Okay, that's also not working. I have no idea. I have no idea. Build it. I'm trying. Husky. I'm trying. If, like I said, if we can do it, then yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But at the same time, it is this whole. I mean, don't forget. I'm not super tech savvy at all. By the way, at all. So yeah. Sorry, X-Mind. Sorry, I know a guy. He could help you. Yeah, I know, but it's not as fun. It's not as fun, is it? Like that's the point. Like if I can do it and then I can get there, that means it opens up the potential to build loads of cool stuff. So yeah, so I mean, I only started building it earlier on. So and I like the website stuff I built out. It's this PowerShell thing. I've never used it before in my life. So I'm just not really sure about how to do it. But I feel like you have to kind of do all sorts of weird stuff like this, like run it as an administrator. But then I don't know what I'm doing after that. It's all a bit confusing. If you are brand new here to the channel, we are talking about the crypto market. Obviously, I'm trying to do something else at the same time, which is never good. Why? Because we're waiting for the markets to open. All right. And we are looking at what's happening with BTC. The view here is that we probably get a small wick to the upside, followed then by a probable dump to the downside. I think that could be definitely on the cards as we kind of walk through here as well. So definitely could be a thing. All right. Definitely could be a thing. So we are eagerly anticipating what might happen in this market. And we're trying to stay very much locked in here. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see on TikTok. Very much kind of locked in as to what's going to happen. Like I said, it is all just a little bit confusing me with that. I personally won't be surprised if Monday and Tuesday are green before FOMC. I mean, it depends if people are pricing in nothing, doesn't it? That'd be the point. Are they potentially pricing in nothing? Because if they are, then that's where it probably gets a bit more interesting. If they're not, then oh shit, it's doing something. This PowerShell thing's doing something. Oh my god, what's it doing? People de-risk. Yeah, I mean, I think people will de-risk into a lot of this stuff anyway. And I think, like I said, I almost think there isn't an outcome that's good. Because if he does, oh my god, what's happened here? Failed to read the file location. What the flipping heck is going on? My computer's going absolutely mental. Good mental, what's going on? Does anyone know? Help me, help. Trump to speak soon. Oh, is he really? Right. Run this path instead. Okay. Where's he speaking? Okay. Do you guys want to see what I built? I don't know if this will work. This is what I'm trying to build. Okay. Do you guys want to see it? You guys want to see it? So it's called the Crypto Trend Scanner, right? It's what I'm trying to build. Man, I need to make it into not into bright like this. So what this does, what it does is it goes and basically tracks X, Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, and it's going to track it for all the, like, what's going on in the market, like what are some of the hot topics being discussed. It's then going to rank it as a talking point. It's going to give it a score based on kind of what's coming up and what's happening. It'll talk about how much engagement it all has, so then it gives it a big score. Look, for example, right now, basically looking across these, it's got over 70.6% on its 353,000. Now, the problem is I haven't got APIs running on this yet, so I need to integrate APIs from all the different social media platforms. But yeah, the idea then is that it can track for 7 days, for 12 days. Yeah, basically, in the idea being it's going to support in what is kind of the hot topic being talked about now. It'll talk about kind of anything that's super exciting going on right now. And then it'll allow me to kind of just be a bit more on point with videos, a bit more on point with live streams, etc. Just kind of really making sure that it's sort of, what's been done. So, which would be kind of cool. Wall Street reporting that Trump about to issue a statement confirming a deal with Iran imminently. Oh, really? Is it just me that just doesn't, maybe it's just me being a bit of a pessimist. Like, where are you guys all seeing that? Okay. Iran. Let's have a look. So that was 41 minutes ago. Oh yeah, Wall Street Journal says Trump says he will issue a statement imminently announcing the US has agreed to deal with Iran. Tehran hasn't confirmed this deal. I mean, this is the problem though, because he could come out and go, yeah, like, it's all good, like, we've got a deal, it's fucking fantastic, and it not be true, and it just then end up, like, the market pumps, and then it dumps big time. I mean, think about it, like, today, the US apparently have attacked 9 vessels, like, what the hell? Man, this market open is going to be wild. It's going to be freaking wild. Isn't it? It's interesting because of how slow their communication have been. Yeah, I mean, that's what I just don't believe it. That's the problem I have right now is I don't believe the fact of the matter that we're being told. I almost can't believe it, if that makes sense. Algeria News confirming deal in hours. Wow. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's me. I'm just struggling a little bit to believe it, but I guess maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Failed to find real location of that. Okay, why is it doing that? So you reckon I can open this now and it's going to work? Not. Okay, that's the HTML version. Yeah, see the app, the app version doesn't open. I don't know why. What? Oh well, I'll have to go and mess around with it a bit more. But for whatever reason, I can't make it work. Wall Street Journal, JD Vance and Trouble, sign the deal. Green candles on the way. It's good on Fairground. Good to see you, man. BMAX says, I think it's the real deal this time. I'm going to trade the charts. It looked to me like it could go long, at least in the 1 to 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like I said, maybe that is the skill set here. Maybe it is. Maybe I need to do that, actually. I don't know. The only problem I have a little bit with it here is it's like it's just going to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, yeah, here's a deal. Like, we're good. Andrew says, you're monitoring it. Please can you rank my portfolio from best to worst? I've got XRP, Ondo, Aero, Link, and DOT, and I'm not sure which to DCA into first in time for the next bull run. I'd get rid of DOT. I mean, it's not solicited financial advice, by the way, but there's no way I'd hold DOT. You need to make sure you're staking your aerodrome. I think Ondo is probably a good one to be DCAing. I'm not soliciting personalized financial advice, but I am DCAing into Ondo because I think it's got the biggest potential upside move. I think XRP will be all right as well, but yeah, Polkadot, I don't know why people are holding that coin. That's just my opinion. Iran not going to get... I mean, that is the blockade is kind of the big bit, isn't it? But yeah. Polkadot, again, like I said, I'm not sure about, but yeah. Anyway. Very emotional, not wise. Bye. See ya. That is someone that clearly came in for about 5 seconds and had no idea what we were talking about. Very emotional. I don't believe... I mean, that's the first time I think I've ever been called that. Here we go. Look at this. Look at Bitcoin on the move right now. Is there a deal being done or is this all noise? I feel like this is all noise, everybody. I feel like this is just not true. I just feel like it's not true, but hey, let's go on the 15-minute or let's go on the 5-minute here and see what we see. I mean, I could absolutely see this being a fake out, and then dumping back down. I really could. Really could see this as a very, very, very poor move, in my opinion. So, I mean, great entry if you can get in now, but like we said, if the deal, I'm not seeing this announcement. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it's me. I don't know what. White House Steam Sparks, peace deal moments before UFC event. So go where? Latest. 2 minutes ago. Love traditional smoke signals. Thank God we know you are in control of all things. Okay. I mean, why is this like white smoke thing a thing? I didn't think it was a thing. Like, what? Man, look at this. What is going on? I kind of don't feel like it matters. It's actually signed on, or Asia can still be optimistic. That's true. That's true. I mean, I just can't believe that this is true right now. And I feel like this is going to be a pump, and then I think Iran's going to attack Israel, and I think it's all going to get weird after that. But we did say that, I mean, it's an early wick to the upside. That is actually an early wick to the upside. The Iranian leader is about to confirm a deal. I mean, it's wild if it is. It's wild if it is. Let's hope so. Well, it's a lot of speculation on a deal ending, Craig. That's kind of what. But you guys are all seeing this, and I'm not. Like, why am I not seeing this stuff? Am I just in the completely, like, am I in the nether zone right now or something? Sign deal on Friday. Okay. Okay. Trump says he will issue a statement imminently announcing the US has agreed a deal with Iran. Tehran hasn't confirmed there is a deal. I'm still not buying it, you know. I'm still not buying it. Equally, I'm not trading this market, by the way, just FYI. FYI. Our theory was that we were going to get a pump to the upside, followed by then a dump back down. But as it stands at the minute, it is what it is. We will see how this plays out. Bitcoin Beachum in the building says, can we look at SIDU stock? Space stock, $10 possible. SIDU stock. Sidious Space. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, Bitcoin is ripping right now. Where's it at? 377. I mean, what's it got here? Like, Sidious Space stock valuation after recent highs. I mean, $10 feels like a stretch right now. Sorry, I just want to keep an eye on Bitcoin. $10 does feel like a stretch right now. I don't know what their financials would look like. 99 employees, 2012 by Siren. I don't know about Siren. Equities reached 15-week high in geopolitical optimism. I think if there's a deal struck, then I don't know. I don't know if it'd be any good or not. Feels like it might be pretty wild if it was. It feels like it might be wild. So, okay, if you're just joining, by the way, allegedly there is a deal coming with Iran. That's what you're seeing, this big wick up here on Bitcoin. Confirmation has not come in yet. This is a very typical FOMO candle right now, in my opinion. In my opinion. And, I mean, the debate will be, does it go higher or does it wick back down? We've seen this time and time and time again. So, yeah, we will kind of wait and see what happens here. Oh, that's Qatar. It's 5 hours ago. Breaking, Pakistan's Prime Minister announced that the US and Iran have... What's this coming in right now? Hold on a minute. Hold on to your horses, everybody. We might have something. We might have something. What is going on here? Come on, techers. What just happened? Right. So, here we go. We have breaking. Pakistan's Prime Minister announced that the US and Iran have officially reached a peace deal, and the official signing will take place on June 19th in Switzerland. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon, he says. I mean, come on. I mean, look, I don't want to be in this place where I'm like the only guy in the room going, oh, I just don't agree with it. No, sorry, not that I don't agree with it. I can't believe Israel have like bombed Lebanon. They've gone into Beirut and then it's like, oh, it's all fine. Don't fucking worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, yeah, we're definitely not going to attack you guys. We're definitely not going to attack you guys back. I'm struggling here. By the way, I hope it is over. I don't particularly like it. I don't think it really changes my thesis though on the market, by the way. I still think the market probably ends up tanking, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just don't agree with it. Sorry, he keeps saying shit. Yeah, I'm with you, Craig. I'm with you. Doesn't it tell you the fact that another country that's not Iran matters so much? It's just not the country. Yeah, I agree. And what happened last time Pakistan got involved? Nothing happened. Like, it was just JD Vance and everyone left. So is this a trying to pump the market for before this week? Is it, does that support, maybe a slightly hawkish Kevin Walsh on Wednesday? I mean, does it kind of counteract the Bank of Japan potentially going to smash their rates up to 1%? Don't struggle to bit buy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I said this earlier on the stream. I'm already buying. I've been buying for 2 weeks. So, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. And if it does move, great. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But yeah, we'll see. Fair value guy, yeah, says just enough peace deal to bring us into the 68.5 daily imbalance before no peace deal vibes. Yeah, see, I think it's exactly the same. Iran gets bad because they sent their terrorist proxies. I mean, that's it. I'm with you, by the way, fair value guy. I think this is nonsense. I want to stress the point here. I hope it's true. I'm definitely not an advocate for war. I'd rather have peace everywhere, but feels a tough one to swallow this. Feels a tough one to swallow, personally. Not convinced. But like I said, let's see. I imagine there'll be plenty of shorts getting liquidated right now. But we've got market open. I mean, the market's probably going to pump when it opens for sure. Yeah. Okay. So here's the full statement. We have the full statement coming in right now. Pakistan Prime Minister released an official statement. Okay. They say, following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce that the peace deal between the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran has been reached. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations. The official signing ceremony will be Friday the 19th in Switzerland. We'd like to thank the United States of America and the Islamic Republic for their commitment to finding a diplomatic solution. We'd also like to extend our sincere appreciation to the brothers in mediation. I'd also like to, we also agree now in place mediators will facilitate a series of meetings this week. These pre-implementation discussions. Yeah, I'm going to, anyone else struggling to believe this? Question mark. It's made perfect sense to me just by the chart action. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I'm just struggling a little bit. Again, I'm hoping that this is absolutely the end of it. No, oh my God, what did I do there? No one wants war. We're not about it. Why is that moving? I thought I'd locked that. And there we go. I have one example chart if you want to see what I saw. Yeah, send it through, man. Send it through and we'll stick it up on the screen for sure. So we got about 35 minutes left until market opens. So we'll keep close to what that looks like for sure. But yeah, Bitcoin, thank you for the 5, man. But yeah, I would be mindful if the war is over, which is what it looks like, then I would probably expect a bit of a pullback in military tech stocks unless you get a big announcement from defense budget increase spending. So the UK allegedly is going to go to 2.6 or 2.7% or something like that, military spending, whether they will or not. I mean, do you see that thing? It was we haven't got 2.5 billion to increase our defense, but we have got 2.5 billion for cycle lanes. It's oh my God, I just give up. I give up in some instances. Just look at file and look at the 1 hour candle. File as in Filecoin. I mean, it's weird that Pakistan have done the announcing as well. I just find that bizarre. That's why I'm probably struggling a little bit, to be honest. So I have Filecoin on this chart here. What am I looking for? I see a lot of liquidity at 64,900, 65,200. This may be pure liquidity grab and then the complete dump back down. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of something, isn't it? 64.43 and coming down. So, I mean, is it going to erase the day? The question will be what happens when the market opens now, won't it? So Brent crude, I imagine, is probably going to dump, assuming that this trade volume is going to be open. Or Trump will follow something up. His birthday, so he's probably partying. Oh, is it 80th birthday or something today? See, the last big red candle, I saw the liquidity grab down a few hours ago. As in this one here. liquidity grab down, then off it goes. Yeah, I mean, it's also a nice little point of resistance, isn't that, along there? It's an opportunistic way of trading, not something you can plan for. Yeah, well, yeah. Aggressive dump followed by the wick back to the upside. Pretty interesting. Right, let's stick with BTC here on the 5-minute chart. Here is the debate. Does Bitcoin move or does it give up the gains? Alts are not moving at all. So this is a very specific pump if this is going to be a thing. My personal opinion, I wouldn't trade this with your portfolios. And my indicator is saying, hell no. On the 5-minute at least, anyway. On the 5 minutes. So, like I said, we're going to stay plugged into what is going on out there. And we're hopefully going to see if there's any further news that's coming down outside of what we've already got. Which is basically like some meeting in Switzerland on Friday. I mean, the weird thing is we've not even had anyone like any conversations about people being like out there discussing it. Like wild, right? Like, you know. Anyway, it's kind of crazy if you ask me. Kind of crazy if you ask me. Well, you could chart file, but I don't trade it often. I do check it sometimes because I have some Ds. Yeah, I mean, there's been some nice moves on a couple of altcoins, but yeah, right. BTC now on the move again. Are we getting some more news coming in? Who knows? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it, but Bitcoin is on the move right now. So yeah. Pretty interesting. Elon Musk personally, his net worth larger than the national GDP of Taiwan. That's pretty interesting, right? Pakistan announcing. Okay. Right, cool. Cool. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on what's going on here. Nothing really going crazy. Bitcoin, I mean this. I think they're trying to stir this up. I know that sounds crazy, and it sounds like there's just people sat in like a warehouse, like let's pump Bitcoin. But it definitely feels like this is deliberately trying to move. Now, again, it looks like it's getting stopped out there. 64,630 feels like that then becomes the short-term resistance to break above. If you want to see this kind of give a bit more of a meaty move to the upside, but interesting, very, very interesting right now. No limits. Get out of here, Craig. It's partly due to the liquidity that builds up on the sideways weekend. I mean, yeah, the weekends are pretty rubbish, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's refresh this. If you are just tuning in, by the way, don't forget we do live stream 6 days a week. If you want to get access to all of that, hit the like and subscribe button. If you're on TikTok as well, by the way, I am here. Just give us a follow. That way you know that it's me that you're following, not just some random person. Also, if you're into trading, you want to get access to some of our elite trading indicators, exclusive benefits, and much more, check out 2bitcrypto.com. Definitely worthwhile. Lots of cool stuff over there that you can get access to as well. Most of it, by the way, is free, so you should check that out. Fito, there's allegedly a peace deal between Iran and the US, which is what's pumping Bitcoin right now. I see an Iranian spinning top candle in the Bitcoin futures. An Iranian spinning top candle. What the heck is that? Just realized you saw it. Yeah, of course I did, Craig. I've been doing this game for 3 and a bit years. 4 and a bit years. Like, I'm all over it. I can read chat. I can look at something else. You know, I can stay plugged into what's going on in this market. I'm all over it, Craig. I'm a master. I'm a master blaster at all this kind of stuff. Trump says US has agreed to deal with Iran. Everyone's now chitter-chattering about this. So where has Trump said that, though? Here we go. A deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all hereby fully authorized the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously with authorizing the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade ships of the world. Start your engines, let the oil flow. President Donald Trump. Man, it just doesn't feel like it's right. Again, I want the market to move. I'm cool with the market moving. I feel like it sounds like I'm all pro-war and all the rest of it. I'm not. It just all feels weird. Master Blaster. Have you never heard of that? It was like that was like a happy hardcore, like a hard house DJ. Master Blaster. If you never heard it. BTC about to break out big time. Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm not gonna deny this. But it's certainly an interesting bit. I mean, Bitcoin is going to rip. I mean, is it going to break 65,000? Maybe. Maybe. But I think everyone's going to be a little bit cautious. Again, okay, tomorrow one of them will deny it or both. I mean, I think the Iranian Republic are going to deny this, like, sooner rather than later. Or at least create some turmoil in the market, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Bitcoin right now is trying to move. It is trying to move. Why would Iran move a load of military to blast Israel today and shut airspace if they're going to agree a deal, unless it was a power move for deal points? I mean, maybe. Maybe, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's a bit like, why would they? Why would they? Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. We've got 26 minutes until market opens. That will be an interesting one. Maybe this gets an absolute power wick to the upside. Again, for people going, oh, well, Dubit, your trade is rubbish. You can't trade on geopolitical announcements like this. Again, if I was in, this would be a stop loss. So the minute this trade would still be open, but yeah, this may blast through this, given that all of the announcements. Equally, this would not surprise me if this just dumped. It would not surprise me in the slightest if this gave up the goat and dumped. It really wouldn't. Then once people realize and open that the deal isn't done yet, and this is going to be, I mean, there's an argument to say that this will pile liquidity in. People will be going long, absolutely wild. I mean, yeah, are altcoins moving right now? That's how you could tell if sentiment's returning to the market. Jasmine's up 4%, Nia's up 2%. Tau 3%, 271, man. Tau's ripping right now, which is great news. Ondo, man, where's Ondo? I don't know if I have on my charts. Oh, here. 1.2, but yeah, it's kind of moving a little bit. What else you got? Zcash at 4, memes are kind of flat. I imagine pre-markets are going to start looking pretty interesting. For sure, for sure. A bond market still looks a bit out there as well. So yeah, so look at this. Oil is kind of flat, but what's it giving us here on oil? 85, 766. With an 88. So, I mean, you'd expect oil to dump. You'd expect oil to dump right now. So, yeah, could be pretty interesting. Wickrider says, sub 2-bit, expect major. Curry Trump's birthday. His son's buying him Bitty coins right now. Probably happy birthday to the... Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely a thing. All eyes are on this right now. All eyes are on what happens with what happens with Bitcoin. And ultimately, what happens in the next 30 minutes? Let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin coming back down. That's not unusual. That's not unusual. No new announcements at the minute. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. I don't know where to go to try and ascertain any kind of good news. Or certainly get a view for kind of, what's what here. But President Trump says peace deal is officially complete. Yeah. Japan will hike rates. We talked about that. Yeah, I guess outside of that, we kind of got to wait and see. Kind of to the world of it financially is giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, I mean, do you see that to the world of it, to the UFC thing? That is insane, by the way. That is actually insane. I'm so like, as bad as it sounds, I'm so glad I actually sold World of It Financial. So glad I sold it. Biden was 35, looked at, acted 108. Oh, dear. Kind of wild. Kind of wild. Right. Let's click refresh here. It doesn't look like we've got anything. Bitcoin kind of stalling right now. So, which is kind of interesting, right? So either people are genuinely waiting to see if this is actually true or not, or it just isn't, people don't believe it. Anyway, if you think the Straits of Hormuz is open, by the way, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high. If you don't, then don't do anything. Why is your stop loss so high and TP so small? It's not. You just can't see the bottom of it, look. I'm super zoomed in, that's why. Super zoomed in on a 5-minute chart. And it's probably not the best trade anyway, given the fact that it's given the fact that this is a 5 minute and obviously this massive geopolitical view. This was based on what we thought was going to happen without a deal. So we'll see. The Bears are defending right now. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's only noise 50-50. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm in that place right now. I am struggling to believe it's true. Not even necessarily believe it's true, but believe that, like, that's it. After everything that's happened, after all of what's gone on, it's like, okay, it's all done. Like, yeah, we're cool. Everything's fine. Like, we're not going to go any further with this. It's kind of wild. The timing when the market makes the move down. So, yeah, all eyes are like, what's going on here? Obviously, everyone's just chelping away about the fact that this deal's agreed, that Trump's agreed it. Yeah, it's just weird though, isn't it? Like, announced by the Pakistan Prime Minister, Iran yet to comment, which is probably where I'm like, okay, let's see what Iran says. Let's see what Iran says. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's on the move right now. Bitcoin on the move. Still feels like it's a risky long though. I don't know why. Well, let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. Even ADA is on the move. Yeah, what's that right now? At 1.4%. Bye, Betamax. I mean, like, whoa, holy crap, what was that? Oh, well, there you go. That kind of answers that question, doesn't it? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this open right now. We need to see what happens with Bitcoin. Right. Boom, shakalaka. There we go. 65k on the nose. Never bored, addicted. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, they are going to be liquidity hunting like crazy people right now. Yeah, Larry Lyons. Yeah, that is it. I'm still struggling though. I'm still struggling with it, but you know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Let's see. It's got a long way to go yet, and we've got obviously pre-market opens. Market opens in 19 minutes, so yeah, we'll see. My limit short order hit. There you go. Boom. Yeah, you said 65 too, Craig, didn't you? It was just shy of 65,000. So yeah, it's mental how people jump on one person's word. Where did that go? The people get well. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people are desperate for this market to move, right? They're desperate for this kind of bullish narrative to come back in. The bear market's over, like we're off to the races. Like, you know, this could wick higher. I think we even said maybe 66,000 we talked about as a previous, you know, move prior to all this kind of stuff with Iran. But yeah, I mean, like I said 2 weeks ago that I'd started buying. So even if this does pump up, I'm like, cool. Well, all the stuff I bought is good news. It's good news. Am I not following that guy? We should follow him. Right, there we go. Has it got the momentum though? Has it got the momentum? That is the question that we all have to ask. Longs are going to get decimated this week. I mean, it feels like it a little bit. I'm going to take profit soon. If this does turn out to be true and it's a signal, where do you see BTC next weekend? I mean, it still has to break some key levels for me. And, you know, what'll be interesting, and we'll take a look at it in just a second. So, you know, 66.8 would be a big one. If it breaks above the 21-day moving average, which is this red line here, that would make the market go green. FOMC on Wednesday. You know, I think 66.8, 67k would probably be probably one for me. You then start talking about the potential movement back here, which would be 70k. That would be the previous move, which would invalidate this. I mean, the chart, my indicator has it at 67,500. So that would be where my first point would be. 67,500 would be that first bit. That's like there. So you go, well, if it gets to this, then that might be a world where you could say, well, look, that move was invalidated, and now we look to potentially what happens next. It's got to get there though. Yeah, it's got to get there. Yeah. But yeah, what does it do for the weekly? So it is going to print. The weekly ends up being green, which I genuinely thought this would have been red. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought it would have going to be a red week, but it would have to drop to what 63.3. So we're probably not going to see a red week. But yeah, it's a pretty big wick there on the 5-minute chart. Don't forget, we said a while ago we could probably still hit 70, 75 before we come back down to 50k. Yeah, exactly, Craig. Yeah, exactly. Trump been saying this for months. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. There's a lot here that you kind of have to unpack and really get into this place of, is that going to be true or not? You know, yes, we've allegedly got a, we've allegedly got a peace deal. All right. Well, I haven't heard from Iran yet. And I guess until I hear from Iran, I'm probably going to be a little bit like, not really 100% certain yet. Not really 100% certain, but we'll see. If it is, then yeah, I think we could get a bit of a relief rally here. I still think it's a relief rally, but we'll have to see. Apparently, this is now the 39th time he said the deal is pretty much done. So I guess the only difference is we've actually had some announcements. Again, though, my view here is we haven't heard from Iran. And until I hear from Iran, that is probably the crux for me to say, yeah, okay. If Iran come out and say, yep, we absolutely have reached a deal and it's all fine, then all right, cool. Maybe I'm more tempted to agree where it is, but yeah. Yeah, can you imagine RPM? Can you imagine? By the way, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, by the way. Welcome all the new people coming in, by the way. We just broke 100 people in the stream right now, so shout out to everybody jumping in. Again, if you are curious, maybe it's your first time in the stream or you're just wondering what's going on with Bitcoin right now, allegedly there is a US-Iran deal that's been done and the alleged fighting is coming to an end. A deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete as per Donald Trump, authorizing the complete and open Straits of Hormuz and immediate removal of the US naval blockade. We're obviously going to wait for the US markets to open, which is in about 14 minutes. Expect pretty much some strong volatility. It's going to be kind of wild out there. But yeah, look at this. Solana back above 70. Algorand moving as well, which is kind of nice. Arrow at 1.5. You got 4% on Jasmy coin. Nice. World of Bit Financial very, very low. Tau on the big movers here. Tau looking at 272. That's nice. Bullish on Tau. The big question, though, is here. This is where the money's going to be made in the stock market and oil. You'd expect oil to tank, which would be the opposite to last week, which means that Bitcoin probably should pump. Where does Bitcoin go, though? That's the big question. Good call. Hear it from the horse's mouth. Yeah, exactly. And again, the reason being is we've heard Trump tell us so many times a deal's been made. It's all fine. Here we go. Have we got that point there? Trump soon confirmed US reached I said that's 4 minutes ago. Iran doesn't matter deal with China. We all know it's China guarantees supply chain. US leads Middle East. That was all done when Trump visited China. All the CEOs travel with Trump. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But you got to understand that if the Strait of Hormuz does stay closed, Iran's raking 2 million every ship or something. Cyber my long's been set since Friday. Nice, mate. 70k. Man, that would be fucking wild. I mean, I don't see it, but maybe yeah, 70k is insane. We ain't going to 70k. I don't think anyway. If we were going to go to 70k, we'd have already blasted off. Well, we've blown past my 65,270, have we? No, we haven't. But I guess it depends what you're looking at. But here on the 5-minute chart, we've not gone past 65,270. Not on mine anyway. But 65,013. But yeah, I mean, the alt market, I mean, look at Ethereum right now, 2%. It is only 2% though. And BTC has only done 1%. Is that chats? Someone actually sent me a chat. Oh, no. I don't know what that is. Oh, someone's actually sent me a private chat. What the hell? Who is Daniel? Someone sent me a private chat on there. Wicked at 65,430. Did it? It's not on my chart. I'm on the I can go to the 1 minute. 65,010. That's where I get. But what are we at? 12 minutes until the market opens, everybody. 12 minutes. And let's see what happens. Right. I bought a chalky board last night just to gamble whether this would happen. Glad I did, but staying cautious was DCing anyway. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. So 2 weeks ago, I said to everybody, I am starting to buy. Basically, when we wicked down to that 60K on that big dump down, I was like, right, I'm buying. So this dump here, when we hit this bottom here, I was like, cool, I'm going to start DCAing my bag. I'm going to start buying here. That was back in early of June. So yeah, nearly 2 weeks ago. And I've been buying ever since. So this was this was kind of a nice, and every wick down I've just bought. Sold on the pump, waiting for the dip. Harry's in. Harry's in. So, I mean, that's the hourly chart right now on BTC. Looks like it's going to try and break 65K. So it is going to get interesting. We'll obviously do the split screen for, I mean, man, we probably want to watch oil, right? We probably want to watch oil, I think, versus anything else. So yeah. Trump-Iran deal is complete. America's 250th summer. We are an absolute here right now. Yeah, man, BTC is on the move, everybody. So worth setting alerts like 64.1. Yeah, potentially just to retrace 50% of the move, then continue. Yeah, I mean, pretty wild, right? BTC now 1.17%. I imagine there's some pretty heavy shorts coming in on the liquidation levels. Let's take a look at that real quick while we are here. And is there? But yeah, pretty interesting. What have we got on the shorts right now? We have $157 million in the last hour liquidated, giving us a max of 162 over the last 24 hours. So, 162 in 24 hours, 157 in the last hour. That shows you how big that move just was there. So this price in the hour has gone from 63,900 to 65K. Pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. And we are 9 minutes away from market open right now. So 9 minutes and we will see what is happening. We'll see whether this pump has got the meat and the 2-veg or not. If you haven't already, by the way, guys, do make sure you smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high. Also, check out the site, 2bitcrypto.com. That is obviously my website where you get access to all our favorite exchange partners and you get access to our trading group as well as our free Discord as well. All those links over there at 2bitcrypto.com. Do not miss it. Again, there's loads of cool shit out there that you want to do it. If you're part of a project, you can also book some promotional stuff and all that kind of cool stuff. All right, so just check it out. In my opinion, totally worth it. All right. $12 a month gets you access to trade alerts, AI trading bots, all sorts of crazy stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Indicators. Do you know what I mean? Bullish, super crazy indicators. I mean, the indicator right now in the hour's going, holy shit, like, wait, everybody, this might be a complete reversal coming in. What's that giving us on 30-minute? Bullish, caution, wait, 15-minute. Yeah. So look, the indicator, even on the 5-minute, it's like, bruh, you need to just chill the fuck out. Like, don't trade this, you lunatic. That's the indicator. It's my indicator, my personal code. This is not ripped from anyone else's. This is mine. Tracks about 16 different things. Tubit, how's your outlook for the channel going? I know you said this year you are trying to push harder into it. Yeah, I am. How's my outlook going for it? Probably not great, if I'm honest. But what I would say is that my views are good for a bear market. I think there are streams of revenue coming in that I've not had before, which is good. The honest answer, if I'm being super honest, I think it will get to a point where I've got to make a decision, which is, do I live stream every single day or not? Because if I'm just being honest, this isn't me trying to be like, oh, woe is me, like I need some more people in my live stream. But for the time I spend on, like, for example, now, so I'm going to spend 2 hours on a live stream for probably maybe 1,000 views. In that 2 hours, I could probably do 3 videos, a Discord live, chart, do some charts and all that kind of stuff. So, maybe I ease up another day on the live streams. I don't know. The thing is, I enjoy doing them. Like, it's loads of fun. And I do think we can kind of talk and analyze stuff. The debate would be, though, do I just do that in the Discord and do like a live screen share in the Discord for the premium Discord members, which adds value to the Discord group? That means that then I can monetize that Discord group, which then means obviously that brings revenue in. The reality is, obviously, I do a full-time job. I need this to pay the same as my full-time job. That's the only sense. I've got 3 kids, mortgage, missus. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we're halfway through the year. Do I feel like the channel's getting to the point where I could probably give it all up and just do this full-time? Doesn't feel like it at the minute. But at the same time, I'd probably argue and say there is more bits to this channel than it's ever had before. You know, if you look at things like the Discord, the trading group, now that, you know, for example, if this indicator is as good as I think it's going to be and is really helping people trade, does that then become worth 10 quid a month? Well, imagine 100 people have that. Like, all of a sudden, that's a grand a month. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, that suddenly becomes quite a nice little revenue earner. So there's just loads of stuff. I guess the point is build stuff out that people need and use versus just being like, oh, just send me some money. Like, you know what I mean? But again, all I can do is kind of work hard, keep doing what I'm doing. I think my content's good. I think my live streams are pretty good. I think we're good in terms of what we think is happening with the market. I feel like, you know, we're pretty on point. I feel like the channel's matured. I feel like we're way more sensible with projects and calls and charts and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, look, I think you have to have a bit of luck in this game as well. I mean, people have been doing this. If I think about it, I've been doing it for what, 4 and a bit years. It'll probably be 5 years in November, I think. So yeah, we'll see. Grand a week or not worth the loss of your privacy. What do you mean? Move your channel to like a bearable bull in an hour suit. What? Move your channel to like bearable bull. He now wears suits. Is that real? Do people actually do that? That'd be wild. That would actually be wild that people do that on do crypto over there. I mean, sounds crazy, right? Okay, let's split the screen up. Let's get, what are we going to watch here? We normally watch gold, but I probably don't think gold is what we want to watch. We probably want to watch oil realistically, don't we? And see what this happens. Because this would be an assumption here on the Straits of Hormuz that we're going to see this kind of dumperino and see what happens. Might be trouble on the corner of Iran saying there still points to be agreed on the memorandum. Really? There we go. Try to get more profitable trades maybe, but it's hard depending on how many. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People know your life are more open to hacks being a streamer, especially in finance. Many have been jacked at home. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say, there's like 3 people that actually know where I live. That's it. I'd even go as far as say people don't know my second name. Now, I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world. Equally, I would literally be the worst person to go after because I don't have a lot. As much as I might talk about crypto and all the rest of it, you guys know my portfolio is about $600. That's it. Like, I'm just not a bit. I've got 3 kids. I've got 3 kids and a missus, bro. But yeah, I am really conscious about not letting like all that stuff out. In fairness, but you never know. I mean, you never know, do you? Just have to try and be as sensible as you can about it. But hopefully, you know, if people kind of join the stream and do the right thing and, you know, everyone can make it, then, you know, fingers crossed we'll be all right. But that is the bigger debate about the live streams. Yeah, 100%. 100% I'm not untraceable on my live streams. But again, you have to have that information out there in order for it to become traceable. So, like I said, I've always been really mindful and conscious. And look, again, I would hope people don't. Maybe, you know, that's kind of my view. But yeah, I mean, the world's crazy, isn't it? The world's crazy. You're more likely to get it at things like expos and all that kind of stuff, aren't you? Like, you know, which is why I've always been a little bit cautious of when people say, hey, do you want to come to like this random thing somewhere? And you're like, oh, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. But yeah, we'll see. I thought your crypto portfolio was £4.50. Yeah, but I did all right in a meme coin, so I'm now up to about, you know, £6.80. Be careful with screen share. Yeah. I mean, the good news is obviously with what I use to stream on is not the same as like StreamYards and stuff that people use. So I'm pretty versed in like what comes up on the screen, how you do it on the screen and so on. Like I said, who knows? We'll see. I mean, I've been doing it 4.5 years, and so far, I've only had a couple of weirdos. Like some guy messaging me saying, you're pumping and dumping your own coin, like, we're going to go to the SEC about you, and I'm like, all right, yeah, it's fine. You know, I don't believe I'm in that kind of camp yet, but we'll see. Right, 2 minutes left. If you haven't already hit the like button, definitely hit the like button, and if you're brand new to the channel as well, give it a subscribe. We'd appreciate it. We do daily content as well as daily live streams, keeping you guys plugged in and on point when it comes to the market. Obviously, Iran and the US have allegedly agreed a peace deal. Lots to be worked out yet. But this may define what's happening. Breaking news: following Israel's attack on Lebanon this morning, Iran had cancelled negotiations and prepared to attack Israel per Fars News. However, after last-minute concessions offered by President Trump, Iran was persuaded to forego the attack. These concessions reportedly persuaded them to do it. The preservation of Lebanon's territory. Israel withdrew from Lebanon borders. The immediate lifting of the siege. Iran is expected to release an official statement on the peace deal shortly. All right. Okay. Well, it looks a bit more solid. It could be interesting at that point. Yeah, Khaled, you're absolutely right. That might be the time to go long. Okay. Let's get the timer up. We have got 10 seconds, everybody, till market opens. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go then. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go then, everybody. Hold on to your assholes. Let's see what happens in the markets. Ding, 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 ding. Bitcoin is on the freaking move. And oil, we are still waiting to see what happens with that. 82.63 on oil. Bitcoin not really doing anything right now. Oil staying flat. The S&P rallying a little bit. Gold up 3% on market open. Holy shit. That is wild right now. Oil still pretty flat. Brent up about 1.7, 2.6 here, down on WTI. This might just take a little bit just to come back in, but yeah. Let's go across to the S&P market. Wow, look at that. Holy crap. Holy crap. The S&P, that is a big, big, big move up. Wow, that opened up nearly like 50, 60 bucks higher than it closed at. Big move there, nearly 1% on the S&P. Wow, that is a big move. That is a big move right there. Oil still pretty flat. The FTSE 0.6. Gold is gold at 1.3. Silver at 1.64. Copper moving up as well. Bitcoin under 65,000 though. And you may get this kind of move now that everyone's going to freak out, think the S&P is going to rally. People might dump BTC here. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see here. Shorts liquidated. $200 million worth of shorts liquidated. The S&P rallying now, potentially heading for 7,500. That is a pretty wild market open, right? That is a pretty wild market. So on the 5 minute now, coming back down there on the S&P 500. Bitcoin pretty flat. Not really doing anything right now. So either this is going to delay, maybe Asia coming and buy. Maybe. Has that changed any perception out there for futures markets? Just quickly, I'll have a look while you guys are chatting there. So Asia looks like it's going to go green. Europe also green, which you would expect given the news. And America also green as well. So yeah, pretty wild, right? Pretty wild out there. So the S&P did open up big. BTC pretty flat, albeit did have a nice move in the last, sort of 5 to 10 minutes here. So going from the lows of 63.7 all the way up here as well on the 4, and we're on the 4 hour chart then. What an absolute chopper, 2-bit. What an absolute chopper. So yeah, not really doing too much here. Futures market looks pretty flat. A little bit in the US, a little bit in the Americas. Going green. Let's see what US oil prices crash below $81 a barrel. Why am I not seeing this? CFDs on WTI. Oh, maybe I need to do that. WTI futures. Is it that one there? 86. Okay, yeah. It's kind of come back up though, look. It's kind of come back up. CFD futures at 86.06. Bitcoin trying to move back up as well. So CFD WTI. Oops, WTO. Is that all got to be one word? No. What will it come under? Indices? No. Stocks? Funds? Futures? Yeah, well, okay, we've got one anyway. We've got one. So oversold it best moonshot. What are we at? 65 on the money right now. 65 on the money. Obviously, we're all waiting to see what happens with the Iranians, which is probably the crux of what this is all going to play out like. That's the big question in it right now. That is the big question right now. So Bitcoin's still pretty weak, actually. So breaking S&P 0.8 and the NASDAQ 1.3. Dow Jones up 0.6. The WTI crude -5. It's pretty wild. Brent -4 and gold +2%. All right. So the big debate here is going to be whether this peace deal comes through, how it comes through, and more importantly, what all that looks like. So yeah, let us see what happens. Pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting. All right, let's go back to this one. Oil is what it is. BTC 64,880. Pretty interesting market open, if you ask me. All right, so look, all eyes are going to be on the Iranians and what they come out and say. All eyes will be on Friday 12th in Switzerland. I'm struggling a little bit to believe that this is all over and that all of a sudden, with everything that's going on, it's all just put to bed and it's fine. But we'll see. All right, we'll see. Just an interesting concept I want to incorporate in my trading is like hedging in cross, but with crypto you can hedge silver, BTC, and nice. VHF, what's going on? That'd be pretty wild as well. So many things you can do. Again, you can do it all over at BitUnix. Grab all that link at 2bitcrypto.com. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's live stream. Extended as always on a Sunday. We're going to be back tomorrow bringing you, sorry, TikTok. This is obviously not the best angle. Oh my God. What's happening, TikTok? What are you doing, 2bit? We'll obviously be back tomorrow with all the latest and greatest in the cryptocurrency market. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Look out. I think it's probably the best where I'm at. Man, look at this. Look at this. Bitcoin is heading down right now. 64,700 may come back down and retest the 64.6 range before giving up the go. But until tomorrow, we'll sort it all. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.